drunk, you're passed out, waking up in the morning.
And all your money's gone.
Everybody's gone. Well, I'm happy to see you're going to join us today. I am back out with the home bug. So what we're going to do is we're going to search around this house to see if we can find anything of interest. Like, really, I'm kind of hoping for silver coins, but there was a lot of Civil War activity in this area too, and we have found other things on this farm, Civil War stuff on this farm. So you never know, we could get an old belt buckle out of here just as easy as a nice big old Roosevelt dime. I think what we'll do before we leave here is we're going to go explore, or at least check out the little barn, this little dairy barn down there, and a couple little barns, and we'll check them out because they belong to our friend. The big house over there, that's actually a big old pre-Civil War era home. Belongs to another person that's not part of the property that we have permission for. But we'll pop down there as soon as we're done here in the yard.
It's a memorial, Penny.
Just a memorial?
Yeah. I should have figured it's 2 inches down.
Yeah. Well, at least there's coins here.
Hey.
You're not skunked. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. But what I like to do, I don't know how old this house is. I know our friend, he said, grew up here in the 1960s, so it's at least that old. Now, these parking areas are always good to look for coins, and also along sidewalks. I found a lot of coins just like on the edges of sidewalks and whatnot, so we'll check this one here. And if there's rebar in the concrete, reinforcing iron bars, it makes it really hard to get real close to it, but you know, check along the edges. I want to go ahead and get you out for my first target, and then only for the really good sounding things. But zero program today. I had the discrimination way up on 33, just to cut through some of the junk that's out here. Got my first good sounding thing right there. Could be a couple coins or a beer can, I'm not sure which, but that's kind of a little coiny signal there. But there's a couple of them in the same area, so like there's another one right there, so I'm not sure. But just going along the edge here, I like to go this way, because a lot of times if you go this way, you're going up over top of that rebar. So I'll go this way. Kind of another nice little squeaky right there. Could be a coin. There's a lot of squeaky right there. Could be a coin. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll dig the first one together. Should be right there. Dig a little plug. Don't have to be too careful, but sorry about that. Imagine everything's gonna be pretty shallow in here. I'll set this to the side. Well, you need to see it. I like to run the metal detector over this. I don't think it's in there. Yeah, okay, it is in there. So it's kind of on the edge of that. A lot of people get the pinpointer out and start looking for it, which just works. But if there's like nails and stuff in here too, you're going to hear the nails and you're not going to know it. But I'm not really hearing any over there, so the target is right on the edge. Very shallow. I felt it with my fingernails. Probably a bottle cap. Sure enough. All right, so going to be a lot of bottle caps in here, I'm afraid. Bud Light. Problem with these bottle caps is they do sound really good, but you can set your machine so you don't have to dig quite as many of them. And I might have to do that because I'm afraid these are going to be everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's the top of a toothpaste.
That sounded good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a little junky toothpaste tube. We're not done yet. So I had an 81 on the meter, and I dug it up, and it looks like it's going to be a little penny, but it's not even a wheat penny. It's just a memorial cent. Not too excited about that. 1966, but it's getting into the age where you know, people were still carrying and using silver coins, so that's actually not as bad a sign as I thought it might be. So we should be able to get some wheat pennies out of here and silver coins, if we can get back to at least the 1960s like that. I remember when I was a kid, you know, there were still lots of, you know, this would have been in the, you know, late 60s probably. There was still a lot of silver coins in circulation, wheat pennies, and of course even Indian heads. I remember I used to collect the Indian heads when I was a kid, just get them out of the change. You don't really see that anymore where you have older coins like that still in circulation. All right, 1966, not as old as me. Maybe the next one will be. Just a few inches away, I dug this one. I don't know if I'm going to read the date on that or not, but it's a zinc penny. You can see how it's all getting corroded on the edges, and it's kind of rough feeling. So that's a much more modern coin. It read about 78 or so on the meter, which is really kind of what those bottle caps are reading. The other penny I found, which has more copper in it, was reading 80, 81. So I just dug his up just to see if it was a bottle cap, since it was so close to the other penny, but it's just a zincer. Not too far off the sidewalk here, not too far from where I found the penny. 2 pennies, but got a nice signal here. You can see it's reading right up there high in the 80s, pegging on the same number pretty much. So it could be a nice little coin, or it could be a rifle casing even, because they're made out of copper. And if it's a big rifle casing, they give a really good reading. It's probably not very deep. It sounds like it was. Could be a can too. Although I can't imagine anybody would throw beer cans in their grass. Should be in here. Yep, in there for sure. Let me set you up. And you guys like the pin pointer, so I'll go ahead and get it out. Whee! I'm here somewhere. Right in here. You see it? Should be careful that it's not a broken bottle lid with the glass sticking out of it. Yes, really, yeah, I can feel it right there. Something bigger than a coin. Oh, it's a toy. That's going to be a little toy car, I do believe. Oh, looky there. It's cute. Not sure what age that would be. Yeah, pretty nice. I kind of like finding these. They're fun. Especially with the, with the property owner may have lost it when they were a kid. The guy that owns this place is actually just a little bit older than me. Went to school with my wife. So as you can see, there's a bottle cap right there. And it's reading the upper 70s. And there's a lot of them. I think there's actually a lot of them in here. I think somebody sat up on the porch probably drinking beer and pitched the caps out here. Well, I thought that was a coin, but maybe it's just maybe it's a plastic button. Well, it's not a button because it only has one hole in it, but some type of little washery thing. As you can see, it's got a little shaft right there. I don't know if it's threaded or not, but I don't guess that's metal. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, not a good metal though, because it's just kind of grunting. Oh, looky, it's a woolly bear. Had an easy winter. So we have a little something in this clump right here. Hoping it's not a bottle cap. I think it's too small for a bottle cap. Let's see. Oh, there's a coin there. Okay, so we have another penny, or a 1944 maybe. Yeah, okay, so we got a Wheatie. I think it says 44, but that would be really cool if it's a war coinage. But yeah, so we got a Wheatie. That's good. 100% means there could be some nice silver coins out here too. So it's looking up. Good signal here. It's in this clump. I think it's going to be maybe a coin. Reads a little higher than what the bottle caps have been reading. Oh, it's in my hand. Do you see it? It's in here. That could be silver. No, it's not silver. All right, we got another penny. Isn't that cool? You can tell it's a Lincoln because there's a bust of Lincoln right there. But we just need to know if it's a wheat penny or a memorial cent. Yeah, just a memorial. So that's not as old as I am. Shucks. It's been in the ground a while though. It's got a good patina. And I worked my way along the edge of the sidewalk here. Didn't really hear anything I wanted to dig. Not as many bottle caps except for right here. In that doorway, there's bottle caps everywhere right here. But what I wanted to do is show you this. If you are ever around a house and you see something like this is actually not round, but a lot of times there'll be like a round structure here, or a square concrete or rectangular concrete with a lid like that. That tells you there's a cistern here. And what this is underneath is a big hole that they dug out, lined, parged. That's where they hold the rainwater from the roof. And back in the day, you would use that for, if not for drinking, you'd use it for cooking and bathing and stuff like that. So all the gutters up there, you can see, come down the downspout, and they would have gone down inside there. This is actually very full. I lifted the lid off, but it's really heavy. I'm not going to do it again. It's actually a drilled well, so that's a modern well. That's what this house uses. Let's go check out Jim, see what he's been finding. There's something sticking out of the bank right there, too. Is that right there? Aluminum something.
Yeah.
Pie plate.
Yeah, I missed that big time.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Doesn't look too good, man. Yeah, it's like a hungry man dinner plate. It's what it is, you know. Well, what is it?
Sure enough.
Some type of
Swanson's.
I used to love those things when I was a kid. They were horrible, but man, I used to chow down on them. I was a hungry child. I think we'll be able to figure out how old this house is, because this would have been like just field probably until they built it, and these are probably trees that they planted at that time. If you look at this stump that they cut, we can count the rings and figure out how old this tree was. And it was probably planted when it was just, you know, pretty small, a couple years old. It was probably cut down not too long ago by the looks of it. So I'm going to count those rings, and I'll let you know how many I get. So I counted up the rings, and there's about 45 to 50, I would say. It's really hard to do counting when they're really small like that, and when it gets out the edge on the end. By the way, if you look, you'll notice that some are a lot wider apart than others. Like those are really wide. There's 3, 4 really wide ones, and they get really small in other areas, and that's generally an indication of how much rain that we've had, what kind of growing season it was for the tree. So doing the math, 45 to 50, I think that's going to put it, yeah, that's going to put it back in the, what, the early 70s. So I wasn't too, I said 69, so wasn't too far off. I'm not doing the math exactly because I suck at math. All right, let's get back to digging. So here's my wonderful treasure. Oh, look at the broken glass in there. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Juice. Orange juice concentrate in a metal can. So that's got a little age on it. It's an aluminum can, actually. Yeah, not a great find. So we have a big old coin here, but I suspect that's going to be a modern quarter. Is that a loonie? I think it's a loonie. Huh. Well, I don't know if it's a loonie, but it's actually not American. It has a loon on the back. It's probably going to be Canadian. It's like my girlfriend. That's a joke, by the way. Just look up Canadian girlfriend. Anyway, yeah, Elizabeth. And got a... This is probably one of the older. It's $1. Oh my gosh. Dude, got a Canadian dollar. Can't read the date. 1988 maybe. Yeah, okay, so we got $1. That's awesome, man. I just popped a dime out of the ground. But it's not going to be a silver dime. Not at all. At least it's a coin. So I have a really high squeaker in here, and I thought it might be a beer can, but I don't think it's going to be now because you can hear that in there. If it was a beer can, we'll probably see it already. And this amount of soil. I thought that might be it, but it's not. So it could be a coin. Big old piece of silver. Oh, no, it's another one. That's probably going to be a modern quarter. I don't think that's going to be, yeah, that's not going to be a quarter, I believe. Not even a loonie. So what we have here is just a plain Washington quarter. $1980 something. 89, I believe. So yeah, that's not really great. I have another really nice high squeaker here. So that's going to be something decent. It could be like a modern quarter. Pretty loud. Not reading up in the, usually silver reads up in the low 90s, so I'm not suspecting it's going to be silver, but probably should be in this little clump right here. I don't see it yet, do you? I'm going to pull it free. Yep, it's in here. Let's give her a little shake. Oh no, still in there, so it's right in the grass roots. Oh no, look at that. That, my friend, actually is like a big piece of brass. So that's a great sounding object right there, although it's going to just be basically a piece of plumbing. There's a little flange that goes over your turn and tightens down a joint, I do believe. Not the devil's lettuce kind of joint either. I can't believe how many people freaked out over calling it the devil's lettuce. I mean, God, come on, guys.
You know, I read or somebody told me if you're looking for coins in a house, you should look next to the driveway, because if the guy's a drinking man and he comes home and he's fishing in his pocket, he look for the house keys. He probably dragged a couple pennies out. I see you digging over there in the driveway.
I just picture myself passed out in the front lawn, you know, when I was a kid, drunk, passed out, waking up in the morning.
And all your money's gone.
Yeah, my money's gone. I think I did that a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah, but you're right. I have been finding a few. I got a Canadian dollar coin right there from the 80s. A couple other little coins. Nothing really great though. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to go ahead and just hang it up here at the house. And Jim and I are going to go down and do a quick barn exploration and check that out. And then we're going to work our way out into the fields. Like I said, we know where there's a Civil War camp here that we can at least dig a few bullets. So maybe we'll go over that way and see. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because I don't want to contaminate the Civil War bullets with the stinking Lincolns. We'll see you on the next one. We'll do the barn. You'll see the barn tomorrow night or very soon.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity.